Music in the
Here we
dance
are.
break.
We're calling Dan with the dance break. Calling Dan. Dance break. Calling Dan.
Hey, Paul
Hey, Dan.
and Tommy.
Hey, what's up, Dan? How you doing, bud?
He said it that way
Good.
because it's important to feature me for longer than it is you
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
and Tommy.
Yeah. Hello, Paul and Tommy.
Dan, we miss you. Glad
I
to
could
have
still
you
hear
on
the
the
background music, so I wasn't sure I was on or not yet.
No, I was still trying to shut my phone down. I'm not very bright.
Yeah, it takes them a while to. We have the capability of having it on our electronic devices.
I don't
but
understand all that, so therefore
Tommy
I'll just
uses
play it
his
on my
phone.
phone.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just
it's
puts
easier
it up
that
to
way.
the mic.
Yeah, it's easier that
Dan,
way.
we got a lot of things going on. We can't wait to. Well, welcome to the show. Dan is somebody that's a part of our group.
That's right. He's part of the family.
He's part of the family. He's got his own YouTube channel. We'll let Dan introduce his YouTube channel. He's got quite the audience, over 500 members. He just started that thing, so
Nice.
that's great. And Dan is out of Montana. I think one time I said that he was out. He was Idaho. Is the
You
state
said Minnesota.
that's right. I had the M right, but I was completely wrong.
Bravo. You had the M right. Go you.
Yeah. So
There's
Dan,
an A in there too. You got it right.
So, and then we'll talk about, we're making some changes to the Pro Staff program, and I wanted to run it by Dan, but it's not ready.
So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned. I took it over because Tommy's sponsorship program was kind of a flop, and so we're trying to do.
I don't even know how to take that. I'm just like, I'm sitting here quietly like, yeah, whatever. Jerk.
Okay, well.
Dork. I think we went through that earlier. Dork.
We saw you sent in quite a bit of fish. There's a ton there, and so we'll hear your fish story. But let's talk about. We have a lot. I feel like we could just keep talking to Dan.
Yeah,
like
well,
just
Dan's just like one of our buddies, so we just keep talking to him like normal. So.
Yeah. So you sent in a walleye picture, and you don't have any pearly whites.
No, that's a very intimidating photo.
You look scary, which you're not, because we have photos of you smiling, and that one just like, that's your mean face.
Put on your grr face.
Yeah, I don't know. I always think I look weird if I try to smile for a photo. So I normally just don't. Sometimes I do on accident, but
when they catch you on a good day, like somebody told a joke, and you're like, ha ha, damn it, they took a picture.
I'm so happy
Yep.
Dan's on the phone right now. Dan is actually, for those of you guys listening, Dan is always somebody listening on the live stream when he can. And he's constantly promoting Outsider Tackle Box, which we appreciate so much. And here we have him back on the show.
Yep. I love talking to Dan. Dan's been one of our, he was one of our first callers that we've ever called, like way back when.
Dan was pretty early on in the show too. Yeah.
And then I called Dan and welcomed him to the team, and then you took all the credit. I remember that.
Well, because I said, why don't you call Dan? I was like, hey, why don't you call Dan?
Yeah.
And
but
then
I
you're like,
actually
okay.
I had, I actually did the job, and I was like, yeah, this is great. And then he's like, pfft. Then he turned on me.
Well, I saw Dan driving.
I'm just messing with you.
Let's hear the fish story.
Go
so
for
the
it,
idea
man.
behind the radio show and podcast is to spread happiness to the world through the joys of fishing.
Yep.
That's our mission. Fishing is therapeutic for a lot of people, and so our audience likes hearing about how people catch fish.
Everybody likes a good fish story, even if you just make one up.
That's true. So tell everybody where you caught that fish, what bait you were using, and the size, if you were able to measure it in any way. And let's hear some fish stories, Dan.
Actually, ice was just starting to go out in North Dakota. That was just here a week or so ago, and there was only enough open water to flip your lure out. You can't even cast there yet.
Oh, wow.
So I figured I'd try to see if I could go get some walleye, and that was one of the bigger ones I caught. I ended up catching 8, I think, in 2 days there. That one was, I don't know, around 23 inches probably.
Nice.
That's a good one.
And then I was just using my Yum Grub Ribbon Tail tangerine cream. That's one of my favorite things to throw for walleye, with just a VMC Moon Eye jig.
Nice.
Good to
But
know.
yeah,
We just picked up
hardly
Yum.
any open water. You can just do a little flip. That's all you can do to even get it out there.
Nice. We just picked up Yum as one of our suppliers and sponsors, and
Nice.
and so we'll be featuring some more Yum stuff too soon. So maybe you get some more of those ribbon tails.
Yeah, when I heard you say what bait you were using, I was like, oh, we have an appointment with them now, so let's get some Dan's baits out.
Yeah. This tangerine cream, or what was it? Tangerine cream.
Yep.
See,
I call them candy corn because it's like a half yellow, half orange body, and then they got a white tail.
Oh, nice. It does that.
Yeah, the technical color is tangerine cream.
All right, cool. So we'll get some of those possibly and get them out to people so people can be like, hey, look.
And just as an aside,
Dan's the man.
Candy corns are awesome.
Candy corn tastes like crap.
No, they're good. They're like butterscotch.
That's like candy crack.
And the walleye like them too.
The what?
The walleye like them too.
Well, they like the color. They probably, you know what? If you tried to catch a walleye with an actual piece of candy corn, they'd probably spit it back out at you and hit you right in the forehead. This candy corn tastes like crap.
Yeah, probably.
So tell us about your YouTube, Dan. I mean, you got 500 plus people in such a short amount of time.
Couldn't spit that out.
What's your
Yeah,
secret?
it's actually growing pretty quick. Just finding a good community, a bunch of other fishing channels that,
Nice.
show support and like watching more fishing stuff. I think that's pretty much has been the key to it for the most part. Now that we're getting some open water, I'll be able to get a lot more content. I kind of started it at a bad time of the year. I mean, I do ice fish too, but I'm more limited on ice fishing. I can't go out for just a quick 15, 20 minutes and catch a couple fish on the ice. But
Well, I mean, at least
now that it's
this
open
way,
water season,
at least starting off slow kind of gave you time to kind of fine tune everything, and now you're just once now that spring and summer are coming, well, summer's right around the corner, you're gonna start picking that up real quick. You'll have 1,000 people before you know it. So that's awesome.
yeah, that's the goal.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I think pretty much everything's open here in Montana now. I got my first bass last night. I went out to just our urban pond here in town and caught 5 or 6 bass. So that was fun.
5 or 6? Wow.
Congrats, man.
Paul
That's
hasn't
great.
caught one.
I just picked up a GoPro. I see it in the picture, and so I got some questions for you offline. We won't keep it on the podcast, but we just picked it up yesterday. We're gonna stream with it and get on the water and do some stuff for the
Paul can't figure it out.
YouTube. Well, I'm trying to do I have a Elgato Cam Link for the screen capture for live streaming, and so that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Is it like beeping or something? It's like, I'm hearing a lot of beeping. I don't know what the heck's going on.
It's okay, Tommy. I got the controls at my fingertips.
Ew. Excuse me, I'm gonna scoot over a little bit.
Dan knows what I'm talking about because
I know, but still, I'm just
you can
saying.
control everything on the app.
It's not the fact that you said it; it was how you said it.
Okay.
That kind of made me feel a little weird. I've got everything in my fingertips. I'm like, whoa, scoot over.
So the sponsorship pro staff program is going to be transitioning possibly over to like an affiliate program. I know people seen affiliate websites
We
before.
gotta fine tune that before.
I'm really fine tuning. I'm trying to fix that. You should have just broke out to
your remix.
What do you call those guys that what do you call that when they stand there and go bup bup bup? What's that called?
Scatting.
You're
No,
scatting?
Yes.
It's not scatting.
Stuttering?
Yeah, that's the guys that do.
Beatbox?
The name's not. Help me out here, Dan. The guys that you go to like amusement park and the guys are just singing a cappella.
It's
But-
called scatting.
Or
Oh, like, I guess I don't know what they're called if you're not talking about scatting or
barbershop Cortez or
Or
whatever.
just- like a
you
barbershop quartet.
you look like you would
Something like
listen
that.
to barbershop
Quartet.
quartets.
Cortez. What is that? I made it my own word. You
Hello,
like that?
my baby.
French.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl.
I'm surprised you even know that.
Hey, don't question my abilities. So, anyway. So, apparently, Paul can't talk. So,
That's nothing new. But yeah,
No.
so we got the GoPro. We're gonna get some more footage, and I'm interested to see what you like and what you do with yours.
There's some
So,
footage
we'll-
that we
we'll-
already have that you won't
Yeah,
put
we'll
up
talk about
because
that.
you curse in it.
We'll talk about that more. But for everybody listening, Dan has his own YouTube channel. Tell everybody where to find you. It's hed.outdoors is the user. What they call him, a handle? What is it? It's on
Channel.
Instagram.
Yeah, that's
And then
for
YouTube.
Instagram. Yep. And then YouTube's just Hook 'em Dano.
Hook 'em Dano on YouTube.
Yep.
He's got some great fishing out of Montana.
God,
And
you were bad today.
and if you could see the photo that we shared with the walleye, I mean, just the background.
That's an
of the
awesome
sky,
picture.
I mean, it's great quality. Is that with the GoPro, that photo?
He's got the-
That is actually from my phone.
Phone. Okay.
I kind of do both between the GoPro and the phone, just depending.
I was gonna say, how's
I
that?
normally have my GoPro on doing video,
Okay.
so if I take stills, a lot of times I'll just set up my camera on a timer and have it snap a pic for me.
Nice. See, I was gonna tell Paul, this is how GoPros work. If you're wearing it, it's not gonna take a picture of yourself.
Well, you see, I also forgot to tell you I carry a full-length mirror, and then I use the GoPro.
Oh, there you go. See, there
as long
you
as I
go.
have a tree to lean my mirror on,
You're
then
full.
I can shoot with my GoPro.
Your closet mirror, like with the whole, full body and everything. You're like, oh, I look great today, and my GoPro took a great picture.
Yep.
Well, thanks for correcting me, Tommy, for
Yeah, no problem.
seeing
That's
the
what I'm here for.
GoPro and pointing out that how
That's
can you
like
take the
looking
picture
at the.
with the
That's
camera
like
that's
looking
still
at the
looking
picture.
at you.
You're looking at the picture, and it's obviously a blue sky. You're like, well, were you night fishing? That's about how bad that was.
So yeah, we're happy to have you on the show, Dan, and we're glad you're a part of the family.
Absolutely.
And we never have any money,
Yeah,
but
it's
if
a fun
we ever
family to be a part of.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. We love having you. We love supporting you and your channel and what you're doing. It's awesome. So we are happy to be a part of that. What were you gonna say, Paul?
well, you can't just throw it off to me when you forget. That's great that you forget where you were going with whatever
I
you were
remembered
saying.
you were saying something and I had cut you off, so that's why I threw it back at you. Apparently, I caught you off guard.
No, because you were talking. Sometimes I see Tommy talking and he starts to repeat himself. So
And
I'm
I
like,
just-
okay,
and
so
you
now
sit
I
there
should
in
probably jump in.
amazement. You sit there in awe of me.
That's
like,
the
he's talking.
The Tommy monologues.
He's amazing.
Get lost. And then you have to kind of jump in.
Whatever. There.
All right, we got Hook 'em Dano on the line. He fishes out of Montana and the surrounding areas. You could find Dan on YouTube. His channel is Hook 'em Dano, and his Instagram is hed.outdoors. And he's got a bunch of photos on there, and the water's melting. Well, the ice is melting, so that he's got open water just to right around the corner. So you're gonna see a lot more from him. And we support Dan here on I'm an Outsider group and our Facebook Outsider Tackle Box. So you'll see a lot more of Dan.
Absolutely.
And he's going to be on the show as many times as he wants to be. And so we're happy to have him as part of our team.
I'm happy to have him as an outsider. I mean, he's awesome. Happy to have him as part of the team. I'm happy that morning I had called you and offered you a spot on just being part of the family. It's like a cousin.
Yeah, that was awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, cousin, maybe brother. I don't know, cousin. I there's a weird
You know what?
annotation
Yeah, you know
along
what?
with it
You know what?
sometimes.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're more like a brother. Paul's more like a distant relative that you try not to talk about or acknowledge at like family functions. You're like, oh yeah, that's a weird guy. Don't talk to him. But
Well,
why
thanks.
are you being all quiet? Right?
Well, I was waiting for you to like finish up your joke.
Did I hurt your feelings?
No, actually, we're gonna talk to Dan offline because I have some questions, and I don't want to put on his podcast because he has a fish story, and it's a great fish story. So we appreciate you coming on the show whenever we need a guest and just supporting what we do here.
Absolutely.
And so,
and we'll be filling you in on the newer version of the sponsorship program.
Okay,
So we'll be
sounds
filling
good.
you in as soon as Paul figures the rest of that out. We'll get to that.
all right, Dan,
All right.
we're gonna
Sounds
call you.
good.
We're gonna call you in just a bit. I have a couple of questions, but I don't want to put on your podcast. But from all of us here at Outsiders Tackle Box Radio Show and Podcast,
Tight
have a great day.
man.
Tight lines.
Fish more.
Fish
have
more.
a great Saturday, bud. Bye.
Hey, you guys have a good one too.
Thanks,
All
Dan.
right. Bye.
Take care.